God there for me. This idea leads to such trouble, such problems. God does work amongst us every day. He cares for us. But he also knows that we can do the work he has called us to do. He also knows that he has given us his word that we can look back upon. That when we have tough decisions and as we have things we have to decide how to do, that as our legacy is formed, we have his word to look back upon and see how we should proceed. Later on in the book of Judges, there's a case of a man who made a rash vow, who wanted to be sure, just like Gideon, that everything would turn out right for him. And he made a rash vow. He said, whatever comes out to meet me, I will sacrifice. Whatever first meets me at my home, I will sacrifice. And it was his daughter. A rash vow that God speaks about. He speaks about and tells them how to redeem that. But he didn't know. He didn't look. He didn't consider that God would not want that sort of sacrifice. And that he had a way out for him. God always provides a way out for us when we make rash decisions. But our trust needs to be in that. We need to look at that and not just simply ask for a sign every time, but to look into his word and consider that carefully, how he wants us to proceed. When God calls us, he wants us to give more than just a conditional yes. This conditional yes was not about Gideon's legacy. It was about God's. It wasn't about Gideon getting glory. It wasn't about Gideon being known, although he does have an enduring legacy. But as you look throughout the book, his ending isn't so great. Saul is the same way. The King Saul is the same way. He starts out so well. And once again, it's not about his legacy. It's about God's. God uses some of the least likely people for that very reason, so that his legacy may endure. Gideon responds, but only because he has that assurance that he will not fail. And we look in Luke at Peter, and he responds. We follow this passage, and Peter, after he had seen the miracle that occurred, had received the blessing, he says, "Go away from me, Lord, I am a sinful man." For he and all his companions were astonished at the catch of fish they had taken, and so were James and John, the sons of Zebedee, Simon's partners. They were at awe at what had been given to them. And Jesus said to Simon, "Don't be afraid. From now on you will catch men." So they pulled their boats up to shore, left everything, and followed him. That was an unconditional yes. That was, I will follow you, leaving everything. Just think about this passage. Think about that situation. When they had received the greatest blessing that they could occur at one time, they walk away in order to follow Jesus. This miraculous catch that they had, when you first got it, in those days, that miraculous catch was well known, that you might be able to catch something. But the thing was, it may have been a rock, or it may have been a dead camel. And nowadays, oftentimes, when you get that big one, sometimes you find out it's just a boot or a can. But when they got that, and he called his partners, James and John, to him to help him out, it was a catch that had been unsurpassed. It's the kind of catch that they could make their fortune on, that they'd be set. But they left it. They left that blessing to somebody else. It's not that that blessing didn't go to someone. They were able to bless someone else and go and follow Jesus. They had that opportunity at that time to have said no. They had that opportunity at that time to say, we are set. How can I leave this? But they did. Jesus showed them this great miracle and said to them, from now on you will catch men. Peter's enduring legacy is of that foundation of the church, that beginning, that first bishop, the one who started that fellowship of followers of Jesus Christ. A legacy that was not about him, but it was about who he served. And his legacy endures on throughout time. So that leaves us the question, what type of legacy do we want to leave? Do we want to leave a legacy that says that when God approached us, we said no, we want to do our own thing? Or are we going to leave a legacy behind that says when God called us, we said yes after he proved himself to us? Or are we going to have a legacy that says that when God called, we responded? That when God asked us to go and serve, when God asked us to speak to our friends, when God asked us to live a life worthy of him, we gave an unconditional yes that said we will leave everything and we will follow you. That we will serve you as you have called us. And we will leave a legacy behind that says that we said yes. Amen.